with a little Doomsday. How about some Nintendo stores? How about a revisit for Thunderbolts? And finally, how about I think that was it. Superman revisit a Superman trailer coming out tomorrow. I don't know. All that we're going to talk about. Let's get to it.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Episode number 474. I am Moose, Magic Mike, Game God in the house. And of course, I'm the owner's son. Don't ever forget it. All right, and let's start with somewhere good tonight, fellas. Well, where should we start? Anybody have any show and tell? Do you have any good stuff to talk about?
I'm not at home. I will. Maybe. No, not next week. Week after. Sorry.
You might have some stuff?
Yes, I might have some stuff.
Hey, Magic Mike, just as a throwback, here you go, man. I got that for you.
Oh,
there it is. The Star Wars Lego.
You got that for me.
Yeah.
You heard his words.
Yeah,
I got this for you.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't
I'll send you. Hey, I'll send you the tracking number.
Now.
I'll send you the tracking number.
He wants it in the mail. He says that never gets old. That's what I heard him say. That was hilarious. Which is so true. So true.
474 episodes later.
Can we go to Superman?
I said 474 episodes.
That's hilarious. That is funny. All right, yeah, let's go to Superman. Magic Mike, you got something to add to Superman. You something's on your mind. Lay it on me.
Yes, Superman teaser trailer came out today, and I don't know why we're saying teaser trailer at this point. I don't know why.
Okay.
That a new trailer is coming out tomorrow, so we're gonna let you know by this teaser trailer that tomorrow a new trailer is going to come out. This is ridiculous. How many trailers do we need? What are they trying to promote here? I am so frustrated by this right now. We've had the trailers, 2 or 3 already, a teaser trailer to a new setup trailer. I don't get it.
I think I'm voting, and I'm going to vote for 12 more trailers before the movie's released, just so you know. That's my official vote.
It's funny. It's like you typically get this kind of build up, if you want to call it.
Keep your hands down, Game God. Keep your hands down.
Yeah, sorry. You usually get this kind of build up when you are not positive or you're not confident of the product you're putting out, right? So you need to create the hype behind it. It's Superman, man. You don't need a trailer to tell me a trailer's coming.
Right.
I don't even need a post to tell me that we're going to release a trailer tomorrow. Surprise me.
Yeah.
Just drop it.
Just drop
the trailer. Just drop it. Just drop it. I want to be the guy that's like, oh, how come nobody told me? But I don't want to be the guy that says I don't need an announcement. I don't need that.
Yeah. Well, then don't be that guy. It's a choice. Just so you know, you're choosing to be that guy. Yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't see the trailer today, so I'm gonna have 2 to watch tomorrow. I'm excited. I get to see him. See Wonder Dog.
They're gonna start leaving any surprises for the movie.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. You know me. I have always been Magic Mike. I've always been. I really don't like long trailers. I just don't, because I think it ruins the movie.
Yeah, we get a new scene, by the way, Moose. That's the problem. So we've had these scenes coming up. And every trailer has given us at least a snippet of a new scene, if not a new scene. Yeah. Now we get a whole new one again, and it's like I would love to this been a surprise in the movie, but now I know it's coming.
I was good with the trailer that's out there with the the extended one with the dog and all that. Yeah. Like I'm good with that. You don't need I'm going to see it, right? I am going to see it. I'm a believer at this point. I'm interested. Even for some of the stuff where I was like, I don't know if I'm crazy about that, but because first of all, it's Superman, right?
Right.
So that's number one.
Mhm.
No, number two, it's a different take on Superman where I feel like there's some good comic book stuff in it, right?
Mhm.
So that's the second reason. Don't show me no more. I don't want to know. And just for the record, Moose, they showed some bad guy in the
Bad
teaser.
guy?
Yeah, they showed something that looked like a bad guy. I don't know if it's a bad guy. Some
It's never mind.
is it
We'll talk.
somebody important, Magic Mike?
Who is
Because
it, man?
I
You didn't
couldn't.
tell me.
It's well, from what I understand it to be, is I believe it's going to be Lex Luthor in something.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense now.
And to me, I didn't want to know that.
When you
I would
say
love,
he's
that would have
in
been a great
something,
surprise.
He's
In a
the-
suit.
He's in the suit.
He's
Yeah.
in the Lexo suit. There it is. There you go.
Yeah. And the reason why that connects to, because there's a scene right before that where he goes, "It's Superman." Like he kind of like
yeah.
he alludes to like it's like Superman. Like, and I'm like, now that you said that, Magic Mike, you ruined it for me. I don't want to see no more.
Well, who did you think the bad guy was going to be, Game God?
I heard rumors of what's that robot bad guy that Superman usually fights, Mastermind or Megamind is a whole other show.
That's another one.
But it's some kind of it was in regardless. I thought it was somebody that's not. So
Okay.
I'm not going to even say what
Keep
it
your
is.
hands
But
down, sir.
yeah, I can't keep my hands down. They don't get. Where do I put them? Yeah, exactly.
They just keep
What
coming
do I
up. You're
do?
like, I gotta fight it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm just kidding. You do whatever you want to with your hands. Don't worry about that AI stuff. Don't
Well,
worry.
see,
About
now
it.
that
Well-
now that you brought it up here, the thing is that the Lexo suit itself, it looks like just a polished version of the original Iron Man suit.
It really does.
It
You know,
should be Robert Downey Jr. playing Lex Luthor. You don't know.
There you go.
you
Breaking
remember
news.
you remember the card in Snap Moose that when you destroy it makes double cards and it's supposed to be like with Mastermind. What was his name? You played that card. You used to like that card. I'm gonna find out the name for you. When I tell you the name of the card,
Oh, you're
You're
talking
gonna-
about Mysterio?
no, not Mysterio. It's the one where it's has to do with Master Mode.
Oh
yeah,
Right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. A starts with an A, right? Oh, what is? Oh my gosh. No,
See?
it starts with an O.
I'm gonna
Starts with an
find out.
O.
Yeah, it does start with an O.
This is Marvel though, so
No, but the reason why I brought it up because it looks like that guy,
okay.
the LexoCorp suit.
Yeah,
so
it's like a white suit in the game.
yes.
With a little back. Yeah.
Are you talking about Nimrod?
Oh my
Nimrod.
gosh.
Yes.
Start with an O. There's
Yes, yes, Nimrod.
my gosh.
Look at all you have to do is go to Marvel Snap and look at the original base card of
That's
Nimrod.
That's what the
That's what the Lexo. That's in the trailer. That's what it looked like.
interesting. Okay. All right. Fair enough. If you destroy them, will two more appear?
It might happen. It might happen. And by the way, teaser trailer. They also did a teaser trailer of the trailer coming out tomorrow of Ironheart. So again, there was another show.
They're still
Another.
moving forward with Ironheart.
Oh yeah, 6 years later, 5 years later. Yep.
Wow.
There's a behind the scenes first look on Disney Plus for it.
Well, as a matter of fact, they just got released that Tony Stark just stamped his approval on the suit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
else you got?
that's
else
kind
you
of
got?
crazy.
Stay tuned next week.
Did anybody? Do you have any intentions of getting any of the new lightsabers from Star Wars? From May the 4th.
Oh man. Yes,
Okay,
I
listen.
have intentions. I don't
I'm
know
just
if I will.
curious.
Yeah, like why would you even ask that? Like, it's like of course. You know what? He asked that because he has it probably.
No,
Of
I
course he
don't.
does.
I want to get it, but I just haven't gone to get it. I'm afraid that I probably will lose out and it won't be available anymore.
Oh, so you don't want to be disappointed.
Well,
I
for
got
two
it.
of them, there was only 4,000 being released. No,
Again, I want them, so I'm saying that.
You
So
think
if
they
you're
have
gonna-
them 9
if you're
days
gonna go
later?
Get it. Get me one. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's that.
That's
Okay.
what he was
So
going.
Sorry, I didn't
If
pick
you're
up what you were
there-
putting down there. I didn't pick up what you were putting down
Magic
there.
Mike went to the Star Wars nights, so he didn't bring us back anything.
They didn't have anything then. They didn't have
You
those
should've-
lightsabers then.
You didn't.
He had the
look-
Death
you
Star.
looked hard
He
enough.
had the Death Star.
He had the Death
I
Star
did.
popcorn. You didn't
That's
give me
right,
that,
for
but you didn't give me that.
No, I didn't. You're right. When's the last time you went and got me something when you were picking up a lightsaber?
A
Ooh.
lightsaber?
Yeah, no, he hasn't picked me up on that.
Let me think about this for a minute.
Don't let him fool you.
Let's see.
He doesn't pick.
Hey,
hey,
in the background, is the numbers, the arithmetic.
I'm looking for my. Hold on a second.
Did you get yours last time when he went?
I'm looking for my
No,
Kyber crystals.
it was in the
here
mail
that-
still.
I have some Kyber crystals that I think that I picked up for you.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure.
No,
and by the way, did they ever replace the ones you were? Did you remember the ones?
I think he sent me.
Yeah.
He sent me.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
I remember.
They didn't replace mine, by the way, just so you know.
You need to-
Wow. Hey,
Ridiculous.
put him on blast. Who was it?
No, don't tell. Don't even say it.
I don't want to do that. Not yet.
Not even say it. Actually.
Not yet. How long? 5 more months? 6 more months? Because it's been a
maybe.
while.
I think
Maybe
he
5,
he
6
might be
months.
out of business. I'm not sure.
He
I-
probably
Oh my goodness, you never get.
I don't know. I don't know that.
Well, what's not out of business? I'm going to tell you is Thunderbolts. I just want
Okay.
you to know that.
You saw this thing.
Yeah, so we did a box office numbers last episode,
Mhm.
and we didn't see it at that point. Now, come to find out that Magic Mike and myself saw it. We didn't tell each other we were going to see it. We just went and we saw it, right? So I kind of want to throw the ball in Magic Mike's court first. So Magic Mike, what you think when you saw
What do
this
you want to
movie?
throw the ball in my court for?
Yeah, I want to hear what you say. Want to hear what you got to say about
This
it.
is typical Game God. I don't want to talk until I hear somebody else's opinion. That's how
that's
he
right.
works.
Hey, I want to agree
Listen.
with them.
Moose, I just want you to know
Uh-huh.
you will never, well, I shouldn't say never, most likely not hear me say this again.
Okay.
And this is so if you're listening, you're going to have to mark this.
I'm
with a
recording.
timestamp.
Don't worry. Yes.
Yes.
I got you.
Game God was right. He was right for once in the last 10 plus years on the podcast
Jeez.
when it comes to Thunderbolts. It played out exactly how he said it was going to play out. And I don't know if that's good or bad because
Which part? Which what did he say? Tell me. Remind me.
if you
My
remember,
memory
he
is
said, because
gory.
we talked about how huge Sentry was, right? They're not taking down Sentry. They're not going to take down the Void.
right.
Oh, it's going to be, and I forgot her name now. It's going to be her.
Yelena.
Yes, she's going to have to convince him not to be the Void anymore. That's
the
how-
white
that's-
the white
The
widow.
White Widow.
Yes, the White Widow.
Come
That's
on.
exactly how it happens. How he said it was going to be. But here's the thing.
Spoiler alert, everybody.
You
Evidently.
asked.
I gotta give a spoiler alert.
Oh my goodness gracious.
This,
Oh my
this is full of
goodness.
spoilers. This
This
is full of
was-
spoilers, just so you know.
This was a good movie, but it was not a Marvel movie to me. It didn't feel like a Marvel to me. And so that's where I had the problem. But as a movie itself, and which brings another question, because I know Game is going to punch in here soon, but so as I'm watching this with some other people, and then I get to the trailers that I got, which is Jurassic Park. We've talked about these
Mhm.
before. Tron,
30
Mission
minutes.
Impossible.
30
We
minutes
talked
of
about
trailer.
these trailers, and my these people are asking me, so what do you think about the movie? And I said the exact same thing. I thought it was a good movie, just it wasn't a great movie. And they asked about the trailers. Oh, they were good trailers, but they weren't great trailers. Are we asking too much? Are we expecting too much? I feel like I'm saying the same things with all the movies now. That they were good, they just weren't great.
Yeah, so I'm gonna jump in here. I will tell you, I am. Mark this on the clock as well.
Okay.
I'm with Magic Mike. The movie was good, but it wasn't great. But
All right.
here's the problem. Here's the
13
problem.
The 1326 mark. You made it known.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
got it.
So here's the problem. Are we comparing it to the best Marvel movies ever and then not giving it a fair chance? So to elaborate on that,
That's
if
what
you
I
take
just said.
if you take the movie by itself, it's a good movie. Like
Mhm.
for what it is, for what it's worth, it's a good movie. So I know it sounds like I'm echoing what Magic Mike said. It has the drama of, there's some psychological therapy going on here, and I miss you, Daddy, I love you, so you got to get through some of that. But there is a story. There is a story to the movie. Now, I will tell you, Sentry looked great.
Mhm.
I thought Sentry delivered. I thought he looked just like he did in the gold suit Sentry. Obviously not the Void,
Yep.
because the Void was just a black shadow. But both of them delivered in the MCU universe. The problem is that no one will beat Sentry the way they portrayed him in this movie. Like he will never come out again. You will never,
Yes.
even though he is still the new Avengers, right? You will never see Sentry again in the capacity that he was, because if he comes out, the Void comes out.
Well, I was going to say that another spoiler. That's what he says. That the other can't come with this. So
Mhm.
if you're going to have Sentry, you're going to have the Void. He's going to come out. But yeah, that absolutely agreed. And then as we get to the piece where Moose, I don't know what you want for spoilers. I don't want to do much to you.
He doesn't care. He's
I
not
don't
watching
care.
it.
I'm not seeing Thunderbolts.
As you get when you're in the trailers, you're watching the void in action, right? You're watching these people disappear in the shadows.
Yeah.
What's your first thought?
That's my first thought.
They're gone, right?
Yeah,
gone.
they're gone. They're
They're
gone.
not
They ain't
gone.
coming back.
They're not gone, and they figure
No.
it out so quick. Like, oh, they're not gone. I bet you they're just in a shadow realm somewhere. It's like,
He's absolutely right.
That part happens so fast. It doesn't come along later that, oh, you know what, we should. There wasn't much superhero stuff going on when it comes to that. But then again, to Game God's point, and to what you had said before, Moose, that they can't compete with the Sentry, and they did show that.
They don't have the powers, right?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
they're not able to do
Sentry,
that.
he barely messed up his hair when he was fighting them. The other thing that I thought was pretty messed up, since this is all about spoilers, we're giving spoilers out here, right? You remember the scene in the beginning where they showed all of them fighting each other?
Mm-hmm.
Taskmaster did not make it out of that scene.
I'm telling you, that was the other thing too. Taskmaster is probably about 3 seconds in. That's it.
One
maybe.
line,
Really?
Not
one line in
beginning.
the whole movie.
Yeah, I'm just saying their whole showing in the movie is, it was crazy. I'm like, oh, there's Taskmaster. Oh, there's Taskmaster.
There goes
Yeah.
Taskmaster. He won't make it to Rush Hour 3.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. And then to close it out, Moose, right? Because we pretty much give you the whole movie at this point. The end credit, right? Yes, we're gonna ruin it. We're gonna tell you what the end credit is here.
Yes.
Right? So if you don't want to know what the end credit is, this is your time to take a 2-minute break.
Yeah, take a fast forward 5 minutes, right?
The ruin.
Exactly.
That's what Game Gods knew.
Yeah, that's what it is today. That's the name of this episode. So it is. So they're now 14 months after the end of the movie. They're in the new Watchtower, which is basically the old Avengers Tower.
Mm-hmm.
And they're wearing the suit that says A on it, or Avengers. There's some funny jokes to go
There's
with
some
it.
comedy in there. I will say that,
there's it does make you laugh. There's some funny stuff in there. But they get an announcement, multi-dimensional ship coming in, breaking the atmosphere, and when you see the ship, it turns and it's the Fantastic Four logo on it.
How do you and remember Game God even
Let
kind
me
of
guess how Fantastic Four's gonna go.
How do you do that?
So
Either this is a really good ending or a really good post-credit scene, meaning that it's not necessarily them, maybe something else is happening, so you don't really know, or it's the complete prediction and you don't even need to see the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So some of our sources have said to us that it's not as obvious as it seems, right? And so what they're saying is, they're trying to throw us off the trail. So what they're saying is that it is the Fantastic Four along with some X-Men, because it's a bigger ship from the actual trailer of Fantastic Four, that they're bringing over. And it may not necessarily be the end of the movie. It may be something in the middle, so there's theories. Yeah. But yeah, they show it spins. And when it spins the ship, it shows the logo. And that's how it ends with that going out. So I thought it was kind of cool.
It showed the podcast for sci-fi logo.
That's exactly what it was. We were on that ship. I just didn't want to tell nobody. Spoiler alert.
Thanks, man. You completely ruined that for everybody.
Yeah. So that's the movie. Moose, it is worth a watch when it comes to the streaming. I would watch it. Does have some jokes, has some funny stuff. I like that guy. That line never gets old. Right? And then just his quirkiness around but they don't really have any true superpowers, so it's just a lot of
they just don't have any real superpowers, right?
Yeah, so there's a lot, and Valentina, whatever her name, Defante, whatever, Allegra, she's truly she is that's funny too. She's truly a mastermind in this, to be honest with you. She really conducts and makes this all happen, even at the very end when you think it's going to be a certain way. She throws a little twist in there. But I did like the line at the end when they told her, "We own you." Yeah. So there's a little twist there.
Well, I got news for you. For me, I look at it and I say, not that impressive. That's just me. Let's see. There's a comment in the chat room. Let me just read that real fast. It says, what does it say? First up, does it say Sue Storm? 99% sure. Lady Surfer.
Yeah, I don't understand what that comment means.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to decipher part of that during the middle. But here's what I'm going to say. I'm here to say that Yeah, it's exactly what you think it's going to be.
Mhm.
And I can play. What's the guy's name? I like that guy.
Yeah.
I think I could cosplay him. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's good. That's good.
Alexi.
I think you play him in the movie.
Man, you actually look like him. They grow it out just
Yeah.
a little bit more.
No, I can't draw that. This is about as long as it can get.
Oh, here goes. Marvel isn't really going to have the Fantastic Four fail their world in the first film. Between killing Johnny and Reed, why does Marvel hate the Fantastic Four? That's what he said.
There you go. Melted Copper. There he is. Yeah, I don't know.
It feels like that we can't get much love for the Fantastic Four. That's for sure.
It's true. It's true.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to get loved. Snap next season pass is going to have the Fantastic Four remade all their cards.
Of course it is. Of course.
So,
hey, that's good stuff. And I would say that I would watch it if it streams. I'm just not going to the theater to see it. I just don't think it's deserving. Although I will say that Minecraft is, of course, $900 billion movie. Have you guys seen some of the stuff happening inside theaters? I don't know if you've seen this.
I have. Ridiculous.
Chicken jockey. And then everybody just kind of goes crazy and throws their popcorn in the air. Crazy.
Yeah, it is really ridiculous. But I will tell you that you mentioned streaming. Captain America: Brave New World comes to streaming May 28th.
Okay. Well, I was thinking maybe we could have when we say chicken jockey here that we would throw up something like popcorn or
all right.
Whatever it is.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Popcorn.
Okay. What you got?
I got M&Ms. I throw M&Ms. I got M&Ms.
That's fine. You can do that.
M&Ms.
He's gonna spend the rest of the night cleaning up.
Get popcorn in the Death Star piece, and let's throw that up.
I'm ready.
All right. Well, I if you do that, I will throw up corn nuts. Okay.
Oh, I'm with it. Grab a handful. Grab a handful.
Hold on. First of all,
I got some in my hand.
I don't think Luce is going to throw up any corn nuts. That's for sure.
Okay. All right. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. All right. Hey, I wanted to talk real fast about something. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Nintendo. Nintendo has a store. I don't know if you know this. They have one in New York City.
Rockefeller.
Yeah. Game God, why weren't we there when we were in New York last at New York Comic Con?
You know what? Now that you bring it up, I thought the same thing. Now I was there when they originally opened way back then.
Sure.
And it's way different now.
Yeah, of course. Right. Yeah. I mean, that was what is that? 50 years ago that you were there? Yeah.
Yeah, 49.
But yeah, here's what I'm thinking. I think that'd be cool to go. But there's a cool store coming out too. And it's not Nintendo. Although I want to go to the Nintendo store in New York. It's Sega. Sega is opening up their own store. Doing a couple around the world.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of cool. And it's really retro, super retro here that you can have these stores and what could you possibly get in some of these stores? And obviously, Sonic is really big, the past couple of years right now. And so you're going to see Sonic there, of course. That's their main thing. But I think that's I think it's really cool that they would have a Sega store and a Nintendo store. And I'm thinking, I think we should see more retro stores come back.
A Nintendo store.
So
I mean, a Sony store. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sony store. I saw Sony in my head and said Nintendo.
But I'm thinking, you could have these old, why can't we get a Commodore store?
Oh wow, you went back then.
Here's my question: how do you think it can stay in business for a long period of time?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Because Nintendo's always have stuff coming out.
But I think retro is big. I think retro is big.
I get that absolutely. I just don't know
if they won't have anything that's used in there. There's all going to be new product.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're not going to see a Sega Saturn. Although if you go try to buy a Sega Saturn right now, you'll pay way more than it was new for the original piece.
Yep.
No different than but there's just things like that you can buy. Oh, and I got one more thing. Speaking of Nintendo, Nintendo, we talked about last week on the podcast about how they just shut down the little man and how they just go after anybody. Game God, if you remember last week's podcast, I forgot what I was talking about. And
Oh, that's right. That's
and,
right. As we were
remember,
going off
I
air.
was
Yep.
like, oh, I can't remember what I was going to say.
Yeah, I actually asked Moose about it because I wasn't on you guys last week. But I said, "What did you forget?"
Yeah. So
That was hilarious, by the way.
here's what I'm going to tell you. And I'm sorry, it's a great little piece there. Nintendo, the Wii, you remember the Wii? It's no longer in service per se. The Wii U, of course, not there. Well, Nintendo stopped updating all of that. It still works, but they just don't do updates anymore. You can't do anything with it. So there's a homebrew scene for these games. All these old consoles. And a homebrew scene, you load that onto the Wii or the Nintendo Wii or the what's some of the other ones that the Nintendo DS or not DS, you actually can use Game Boy, color Game Boy. You can do some of these other ones, with like a 360 or whatever, original Xbox,
Original
PlayStation. But these homebrew scenes are really good, and I love the concept of these people still, developing things that you can still play.
Basically, reverse engineering.
Yeah. So Nintendo though shut down the homebrew scene for the Nintendo Wii, and you can't even find it anymore. You can't get it because they shut them down. They went after the little man, and what they said was, because the way you received access to this, the way you knew how to do all this in the Nintendo system, is because you had help, and there was someone gave you some of the information from insider trading from the programming. And I'm thinking, well, who cares?
How did they prove that?
Yeah.
How did they prove that?
I understand, but I'm like, who cares? No one's buying new Wiis.
Yes, exactly.
They're out of cycle. It doesn't matter. And that just kind of upsets me a little bit. And I think it'll come back. I think, somebody will figure out a different way. But, it's just sad.
Well, it'll make people want to buy the old ones.
What's that?
It'll make people want to buy old Wiis.
Exactly. To buy used ones, still going at a good price. But because they can't make money off of it, they shut them down.
Yeah.
And that's what they do.
Absolutely. Hey, and just so you know, Moose, while you were talking about the Sega store, I looked it up. Man, I'd go to this place. This is the storefront for it is actually pretty cool. Like I would go to it. Like I wouldn't mind seeing. I think if we in the comments there, Atari 2600 is coming back.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure if you open an Atari throwback store, right? I think that'll make money.
See?
Right?
Again, Atari is another one that you just go and you can still sell stuff from it. Now, you mean that they have these retro systems that come out that are preloaded, and you can still do other stuff with it. I just think if they redo some of these things instead of using and what this homebrew scene is like an emulator that they add on to an operating system that you can run other games with.
Correct.
Like that, but I don't know. There's a lot of forgotten stuff, and I just think that I think everybody needs to see it. I don't think it's for, just the old guys. I think the new people need to see it. See, it's new to them, and that's what's so great.
Yeah. Well, I think there's so much pop culture.
It's not graphically challenging, but you hear it in everyday stuff, whether it's a song or it's a TV commercial, it's a show, it's a TV show, it's a movie. Like you hear the sounds from these systems, but you just don't realize where it came from.
Yeah, it's funny is that when you think about it,
systems are less.
Absolutely. When you think about the Atari store, like if they made an Atari store, you put Qbert in there. Qbert, but like there's so much nostalgia in just the merchandise, t-shirts, toys. I'm pretty sure I'd buy a keychain of the old Atari stick with the button. Like a little smaller version of it, charge $15 for it. People buy it, so
absolutely.
So I think Nintendo definitely was onto it. There's only 5 Nintendo stores in the world, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah,
one being New York, of course.
Yeah. So I do have a New York trip coming. So if you see something in that store that you want,
we do have we have New York Comic Con this year as well. So
yeah,
it's almost time to apply actually.
Yep.
To make sure that they've got everything that they need for us. So,
but yeah, I love what you're thinking about here, Moose. And they need to bring one here to the States because I think the Sega one's across the seas.
I agree. And if I play something here that gets us banned,
you probably are.
He is.
That's a Q-Bird. Sorry. Game over. You just died. But yeah. So anyway, that's all I have of that. I'm excited about any type of retro stuff like that. I think it's great. So anyway, all right. Off to what do we go?
The last. I think the last one we got, which is it's in the MCU world.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
So we got our hands on a concept trailer, or a script or something, whatever you want to call it, about Avengers Doomsday, right? And it had me thinking because I saw something come across that was emailed to me or something where they said that Thanos will come back in Doomsday as a good guy.
What?
Hey,
No.
What are your thoughts? First of all, that's
No.
I'm going to lead into something else, but what are your thoughts on that?
I just gave you my thoughts. No.
Moose?
I like Thanos too much as a bad guy that I don't need him as a good guy. And as a matter of fact, I don't think he could be as ruthless as a good guy.
Absolutely.
I think he needs to be ruthless as a bad guy. That's why
he can't be a good guy. He's a bad guy.
Right,
He's a good bad guy.
He's a great bad guy.
Yeah. So you guys got hold of this snippet of trailer, and it shows, for those who don't know,
Was it like AI built mostly?
Yeah,
though?
it was AI built. Yeah, so they inputted the script. It was AI, and then it kind of imposed Robert Downey Jr.'s face on and stuff like that.
Sure,
so it had Doomsday. It had Doctor Doom. Said Doomsday. Doctor Doom talking to Thanos, basically head to head, saying, chest bumping the chest up, right?
Right.
I mean, first of all, I thought the dialogue, it gave me goosebumps listening to them talk back and forth.
The dialogue was great.
Yes,
it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to point out a couple of things, Dr. Doom says, the gauntlet, do you still have it?
Yeah.
And he says, basically he says, no, I don't, but Thanos is enough for you. Like, I was like, yes, give it to him.
However,
right? And so, back at the ranch, it's like, Thanos charges Dr. Doom, and basically Dr. Doom just puts his hand through Thanos and rips his skeleton out, which is obviously, whatever.
Right, so I'm like, well, I don't know if he could have done that, but okay.
Yeah. That's exactly right. I'm like, this is fake.
I know how much Game God likes Thanos. I'm going to say this is 100% plausible. Absolutely, that happens.
I wish you would say that. But as you look in the background, there, and I got what I got there. Anyway, so so I saw this, and then at the end, what Dr. Doom says, he takes his mask off and stuff. So I thought to myself, is this something they can make happen? Can they something to this realm? Maybe not as brutal as Dr. Doom ripping his skeleton out, but maybe killing Thanos, right? I don't want it to happen, but dude, is this what we need to catapult Dr. Doom beyond what he is?
Not if they played Thanos as a good guy.
No. I think this wasn't a good guy. It was just two bad guys seeing each other at this point.
It would certainly catapult him, because just watching this, and I know Dr. Doom and Thanos, so watching this, I was like, wow, I didn't know he was that bad. That is good. He's the new bad guy. He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you think, oh, well, the Avengers couldn't beat him then. Forget about it.
That's true. Yeah.
Which is just not true.
I know.
That's just not true.
But it was cool while it lasted for that short time that I thought that.
No, it was a great little trailer. It was a great, AI made piece. I loved it. But I don't think that's the way things would go down. So it's more of a what if. Really. It's really a what if.
And most to your point, I think if you just release that trailer, if you release it out there to everybody to see, then that's enough to boost.
We would do it, but the problem with that is that when we do it, it goes against us a copyright strike, and they're like, "Oh, you got to take it down, and we're gonna come after you."
Yeah, we made it. We did.
Yeah, they're gonna pull a Nintendo on us and come after.
Right.
But
just being out there to catapult Dr. Doom.
Yeah. So I'll tell you this: even though I liked seeing it, I'm disappointed if they thought that. I'm feeling like they have to go back to the well too much to make this movie something, and it makes me worried because they dug in, they got 20, 30, 50 people coming back, they're pulling back, they're pulling back Thor and this and that, and then you got to go get Thanos if that's true, even if it's a cameo. Like, I don't even want to see Thanos in the movie, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, but I think all of it is Game Master type, not Game Master, Taskmaster type, footage. I don't think you're going to get a lot of them. I just don't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Doctor Strange, where you just got random cameos of everybody.
Right.
But it feels like I feel like they think they need that because they can't sell the movie on its own merit. And
that's
that's the part. Yeah,
That is
and
a
that's
problem.
what I'm worried about. Why are we trying to copy what we've had in the past? I think Endgame, I think Infinity War, I think that whole series, it's the unicorn, right? It's the you're not gonna replicate that ever again. I think you can get close, but you're not going to replicate it.
But I think people, as exciting as it was initially to hear that Tony Stark was going to be Doctor Doom, I think people have kind of come down to earth with that and going, I'm not sure he is the best choice. And I think
I'm definitely not excited. Not excited about it. I mean, I like RDJ. And you're just gonna see Iron Man unless he's just CG'd and just makeup up, which RDJ's not gonna let that happen. He's gonna want his face out there.
Well, to your point,
right?
if I'm incorrect, guys, y'all remember in that trailer, I think they show his hands have the boosters in it in that little trailer that you're talking about.
Yeah, the green things. Yeah, So I'm disappointed that they cannot come up with there's so much comic book story that they can't come up with their own story to make Doomsday stand on its own, that they got to go back and tap Thanos and the whole Avengers crew from back in the day. So much so that they had to rename Thunderbolts or throw in the new Avengers and Thunderbolts
just to get the name out there.
Yeah. So it's like, come on, guys. Come on. Let's just go ahead and move on. Let's do Fantastic Four. Let's do that right. Let's do the X-Men. I think we can do that right as well. And start a new chapter. Let's just start a new MCU chapter. The Avengers is done.
Well, they tried that. It didn't work. So
Eternals don't count, bro.
No, just with what is it, phase 5?
10 or whatever.
4?
Whatever phase they're up to. Yeah. But there was nothing there. We all knew it. There was no anchor.
I know.
People are saying that this is how bad it is. They're saying that Thunderbolts, as we discussed, is the best movie since Endgame in the MCU world.
Yeah.
And
really,
and yeah, that's what they're saying. Like that Thunderbolts is the best movie since Endgame. That tells you, first of all, that's like saying, hey, we just hit Mount Everest, and so we land somewhere in the middle there, and we're good. Right, so like it's just not a good comparison, and that's why I say it's hard to go into and watch an MCU movie these days without saying, "Is this Endgame?"
Wow, I'm not sure they can recreate Endgame or Infinity War, but they certainly are trying, and we're gonna give them a shot. You're gonna go see it. I know that you are. You're gonna go see it in the theater.
I saw Thunderbolts. Why not?
Even if I'm not there. Hey, speaking of that, if you think about Doctor Doom and about how his transition is and things like that. Go back, or you're going to see it in a social media post coming up about Wolverine and the original story that it had that was changed along the way. You'll see that, but we'll talk more next week. Come see us again.
I was just leaving.
Nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.